Welcome to Pokemon Too Many Types 2, the sequel to Pokemon Too Many Types. Obviously, it expands this game by so much. New Megas, new types, a lot of new Pokemon, but we'll just have to see how much this does change in our run through Pokemon Too Many Types 2. Instead of starting in Little Roo, we start the game in Lily Cove. Lily Cove? Interesting. So we're just going to be starting from a whole new city in another truck because our parents love shoving us in trucks apparently. Well, this is Lily Cove. Do you like it? Yeah, our new home. We will hop out to see our mom and she tells us to go to our neighbor's house to meet our rival, Ruby. Now get out of here. Damn, okay. Now get out of here. Get out. I don't want Oh, you're the neighbor who's just moved in. Go upstairs and talk to my daughter, Ruby. I'm sure she'll love to see you on the age of her latest strength. Okay. Alright, I'm all ready for my big adventure. Whoa. Oh, you're the new neighbor that just moved in. Nice to meet you, Shadow. I'm Ruby. I hate small talk. Well, it's been great chat, but I gotta go. I'm about to start my Pokemon journey. Goodbye, Sleepy Lily Cove. She is basically a super fast, speed-focused Demona. That is the best way I can talk about her, or I guess explain her. She definitely has speed-centric personality with Nemona's passion for battle. If you had a Pokemon, maybe we can be rivals, but I'm not gonna wait on anyone. But if you can start your own journey, love to see you catch up to me. That's right. I'll be going 120 BPM across Cohen. We then get a call from our mother to come back, where, turns out, we have the starters! Look inside. I have a feeling what's inside, but it's best we get right into it. We have 3 choices: Sprigatito, the cat Pokemon, Chimchar, the fire monkey, and Froakie, the water frog. Well, the water ninja frog. While I love Sprigatito, I do know that Alpharet picked this one. While I didn't see the end, I know I'm going to watch the video, and I know he already knows so much about the game, and I'd rather just wait. So I think I'm going to go with the second option with the little fire monkey. And I went with Chimchar, because I love the idea of a fire monkey. And I knew a lot of people were going to be picking Sprigatito, and I wanted to be different. I have a feeling you're going to choose Chimchar to be your first Pokemon, and it's so cute. Yeah, so, and I named the Chimchar the Monkey! Oh my god, look at it! The monkey. So I guess best to keep up with you. We then make our way to the first gym, where we find a few new Mon along the way. First, we find a Galarian Zigzagoon and a literal rat in Rattata. Yeah, it's Mono Rat, new type. They want to find a Pokemon though. Here we go. Galarian Zigzagoon, interesting. What type are you? The dark rat? Let's be a monkey. That's right, nothing can withstand the monkey. If this is just not pure rat type, I will be sorely disappointed. I was not. Ooga booga! Oh, that wasn't enough, you kidding me? How dare you be just strong enough to survive my Ooga Booga. Fine. I'll scratch the rat. We then make our way to the Safari Zone in order to find out that, yeah, there's only one zone available. Wait, is this a Safari Zone? Wait, we have access to this? Why would we have Oh my god, we're gonna get so many Pokemon. Save 30 survival walls. Okay. I'll let you know when your game is over, so until then, enjoy yourself. Please, off on your own excursion. Still under construction. Okay. It makes sense. They don't want us catching pseudos and stuff like that. I ended up walking through and finding a Flabebe. A Flabebe! But the damn thing refused to get into the ball no matter how close I got or how much food I threw at it, and its stupid cute face, it just either way. Oh, it broke free right away. What if I just ball again? Double ball. It never expensive. I do not care about any other Pokemon that could be here. I want my special attacking Flabebe. You know what? I guess I don't want Flabebe. We make our way along the way and find the silly little bug in Sawaddle. Oh my god, it's Sawaddle! It's my favorite bug! Oh my god! Whatever you? Silly bean bug. Yes! Sawaddle is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I decided to name it Rosie. About Rosie, because it's covered in leaves and all. We then make our way to the next route, where we ended up bumping into Sans the Skeleton. He's level 50. What? Hello? What is this? Hey there. Nice day outside, huh? I haven't seen a human in a bit. The birds are singing, flowers are moving. Kids like you should be burning in hell. Yeah, so we get blown up in an instant. Turns out he's just a wild Encountermon and we got super unlucky. No! Keep dodging. You can't keep dodging forever. Bad Time, Shadow Bone, Gaster Blaster, and Dunk. We ended up continuing and finding the regular encounters, one of them being a Tandemaus, which I decided to name The Incredibles because I love that movie. Wombo Combo. Ooga booga. Alright, now my attack's down by 3 stages. There we go. Got it. The Incredibles. Sorry if I don't know how to spell it correctly. Never been the best with spelling. We then also ended up finding a Combees. Why is a mouse strong against like everything? So I decided to try to catch a female one because I love Vespiquen. Yes, it's a female. Let's go. Just what I was hunting for. Unfortunately, I ended up failing 2 of the females by killing them. No! No way, dude. Oh my god, no. Just a simple scratch. You're kidding me! No! Look, I'm sorry, I didn't know I'd be doing that much damage. But we eventually caught one and named it Victoria. Yes, finally, we got it. The female Combee. What's a good queen name? Victoria. And we ended up getting a bigger monkey. Yep, he evolved. And now he's firefighting monkey power. So we easily swept through Nimona. That monkey! He's gonna do it! You have been bested by the monkey! And our rival fight too.
Hello there.
Yeah, they end up fighting us at the end, and yeah. This is where I'd normally continue on, but something bad happened. Basically, I recorded 2 separate audios of footage playing through the game again. Unfortunately, the video files are fine. What happened was I didn't save. Yep, and I didn't save and I closed it out and I was back to where it was. I tried to quickly repeat everything that happened, but unfortunately, I couldn't make that magic happen. But I guess we can still talk about what happened and what different changed. So we ended up making our way into the Weather Institute, where we find the Ginyu Force mixed with Pride Troopers, called Team Purity. Their goal is that, simply put, they want to say that there is actually only 18 original types, but that's not true. Oh, the Weather Institute. Wonder what's happening in here. What the? Oh, looks like we found the evil team now. Wonder what it is, though. Who are you? Who am I? I asked you a question first. No answer, huh? Alright, let's hope you can make it talk. Feel the pure power of my Pokemon. So, we quickly beat them and then made our way out where we find a Shinx. Hey, Shinx! Take my Limalash! Now, be caught! Hoya! Which I decided to call Lola after my dog. After moving on a bit further, Shinx ended up evolving into Luxio, which, oh my god, look at you. And normally, this is where we got a Paldean Wooper named Pooper. But unfortunately, this is where the main problem came in. You see, in order to make this Pokemon spawn, you have to do like a specific thing, which causes a hidden patch to appear, which then gives you that Pokemon early, much earlier than you're supposed to. And unfortunately, there was no real way to bring it back without continuing the progress of the game. So I just caught a different one, a new Pokemon, a small little hater with a hammer, Tinkaton, or Tinkatink, and called it Smash, because of course. We then end up making our way to Watson, and after a simple trick to beat his entire gym, literally you press one button, and then you press the next button, and then you walk past them. We end up beating his team of gamers, as they have no chance against the monkey and a giant hater hammer. We then make our way to Flannery's gym, after actually learning some cool bike tech skills I didn't even know about. But I don't know how to hop this gap. I can't fall off either, like it's not gonna let me. I'm looking it up. Press B plus a sideways directional input at the same time. Oh my god. I did it! That took way too long. We make our way to the top of the mountain where Team Purity is, of course, being evil again. And they're trying to steal the meteorite capsule. The meteorite's gone because the original guy took it, but it's just a capsule machine. We ended up doing some more bike tricks and making our way to fight her. And yeah, I'm so glad we did. Oh my god, she's so annoying and self-centered. I don't care about honor or respect among battles. The only person that deserves respect to me. I'm sure you already know who I am after your pitiful defeat. I'll be all you could think about on your way back to the Poké Center. I'm giving you one more chance to surrender. Take it. Vicious Gnaw. There we go. Nice crit. Do we die here or do we barely live? We barely live. End it. Bullet seed. You brat. How dare you defy me? We ended up beating her that case and then beating her and then making our way to Lavaridge Town. Since this wasn't the first time beating Flannery, I easily beat her up. Because oh my god did I struggle so much beforehand. Luckily though, it's not nearly as bad when it's the third time around. We ended up pulling through and making our way to Roxanne. But before we actually can, as we have to go through the mountain pass, we ended up meeting Ruby again. And of course she wants to have another battle. So we ended up having a quick fight where we win, we heal again, and then as we make our way into the mountain in order to get to Roxanne's gym, we actually find Team Purity again. I don't exactly remember why they're here. I think they're just moving, but they're not exactly happy with children being here. For Constance! Can you? Metapod. Well, just slash it. Really? It's not enough? I figured it'd be super effective, but apparently not. Down it goes. And then we ended up having a conversation with them and Ruby, as she was also trying to get through because she genuinely did not care. And we ended up having one of the best conversations in the entire game. I'm just gonna let it play here. Another brat looking to get between puberty plants? I don't think so. I don't care who you are. I'm just trying to get to Rustboro. You don't care about me? Fine. Maybe I should give you a reason to care then. Destiny, they don't know anything. We should just forget about them and move on. And move on, I mean move on to the battle of my rival. I've moved to see whatever I go. My foil is never too near. Of course. Finally caught up. Shadow, finally caught up. Maybe I shouldn't have gone that fast. What? Your rival? Yeah, Advent Justice is always taking about their rival, especially after all their battles. What's going on with these guys? Why did I know you? That friend of yours has gotten entangled with something far greater than you could ever imagine and have no intention of relenting. I have so many questions, but to be frank, I don't need any of them answered. Your actions and your answers, all I'm hearing is, the two of you are major pushovers. The audacity of this kid. Who are you calling a pushover? Yeah, Evan just is a pushover. He's gonna push you over. We'll see about that. Maybe it's time we team up. Give a teaser of my 200 BPM team, right? I'll make sure to stomp you and your Pokemon to the dirt. Grunts, make way for your admins. I'm not worried. This is just another step on my journey to becoming champion. Know your place, trash! You're correct, making an enemy of Team Purity! Then, after that, of course they want to fight, so we have a 2v2 with Ruby, and we easily win. Oh, sweet! Let's go! It's super effective! Double Edge. No, not asshole! The monkey! Finish it! With the power of your golden banana! I'm not mad, you are! Damn, that's a fat chunk of change. We make our way to Rustboro with ease, but there's a new building that wasn't here before. Hey, well, here we are. Rustboro. No, we're in the town now. We should be fine. It said the door was painted with an X, but there was a regular kind of inside, but I'd rather see what was in the building. Hopping in, it turns out, we make it to the Mushroom Kingdom. What's in here then? No way I just stumbled into this. No way! I have no clue why the Mariomon in this game. I think it's actually pretty cool, but unfortunately I don't have a plan for Mariomon, so sorry you guys, bye bye. I know there's all types of Mariomon. I don't know if I want them, if I'm being completely honest. I think we're good. I think we should get out of here. We ended up making our way to Roxanne's gym, but unfortunately it's closed. Hey there, are you looking for challenge Roxanne? She's not here at the moment. She's finished in class in the training school. I recommend listening to her lessons, even if it's wrapping up. Okay, I believe the training school's somewhere over here. Here it is. So we ended up having to go to the class center to meet her. And guess who's there? The leader of Team Purity. It turns out, of course, their main goal, like I've said before, is to prove there's 18 original types with both of their self-centered admin. But luckily, we just make our way through because he doesn't really fight. He just talks and then is like, leaves. Any more resistance and you will be met with a force equal to a judgment. You're looking to challenge the rest of your gym, right? Class is just finished up, so I can meet you over there. You're gonna need this to push the boulders, though. Don't worry about teaching you to Amon. A Cyclizar will zooming out over to help. So then we ended up going into Roxanne's gym. Alright, gym number 4. She had a pretty cool puzzle because, you know, she's later in the game, so obviously the puzzle has to be harder. Which actually I thought it was pretty cool. That's one of the main things I like, is that since we're fighting them in different orders, the gym puzzles actually change depending on the order you fight them in. But either way, after we beat Roxanne, pretty easily actually, smash! There it is. Let's go. We ended up making our way down in order to get to Norman. But when we leave the gym, Steven talks to us and gives us a Mega Ring, as well as an Infernape. Excuse me, did you understand the stone badge? Why, yes, in fact I did. Ah, yes, that is indeed the stone badge. Magnificent. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Stephen Stone, head of the Devon Corporation. I have been looking for a young, talented trainer just like yourself. Please, will you follow me? I have something to ask of you. This is the Devon Corporation. Please, come inside. Lately, I've had a fascination with these stones known as Mega Stones. Ever heard of them? They allow Pokemon with a strong bond in its trainer to surpass its limits. Personally, I've been using them with my Metagross for some time now, but I've been meaning to study more of the stone. To that end, we have been recruiting promising trainers to set out to utilize more Mega Stones. In fact, we just gave a Mega Ring Stone to a red-haired youth who seemed to be around your age. Don't worry about paying us back. All you have to do is use Mega Evolution to tell us about any new Mega Stones you come across. Here, I insist. Enables Pokemon holding to their Mega Stone to evolve. Obtained Infernape. Obviously, I have to evolve the monkey right away to see his new Mega. And he ends up actually gaining a Force type as he turns into Infernape. Goku should still be a firefighting monkey. I don't understand why I would change it to anything else, but let's see. Infernape. That monkey has evolved into Infernape. Yeah, he has 4 types: fire, fighting, monkey, and Goku. And the Mega just makes him look like a Super Saiyan, which I love. And yeah, the Goku type's gonna be broken. I'm gonna let you know right now. Either way, as we walk into the forest to get to Norman, we ended up running into a patch of grass where I found my favorite Dragonmon, an Applin. I was really excited because I wanted to have a Hydrapple, one of the coolest ones I think they've ever made in the game. Unless I find Applin. Gimme. I love Applin. I love Applin. And I was actually pretty scared when we were going through because I couldn't find the Syrupy Apple, which evolves it into Diplin, which then turns it to Hydrapple. But it turns out being in a hidden spot. So, yep. Oh, that's just for nothing. Yes! Wait! I saw the open space and I was like, oh, what's that? Yeah, I'm sure there's like a candy or something. Got the Syrupy Apple. Let's go. Applin, make it to your next stage. Oh, yes. Hydrapple. We then make it to Norman's gym. Norman's trainers were actually really easy. Ah! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But, oh my god, Norman was so hard. Trainer, huh? Let's wrap this up quickly, shall we? I have to go home and keep being a family man. Kangaskhan? Okay, looking good so far. Kangaskhan was pretty easy, actually, but then he sent it out. Revavroom, huh? The car. The damn Revavroom. It's 3 typings, kill every single member of my team all the time. There are several ones I don't even understand why it's super effective, but it just is. So I had to do several attempts. We're trying to use Diplin to slow down the car, but he kept swapping it out when it lost more than 2 stats. How are you weak to fast? How? You're Goku! And then I had to redo the whole thing again, and yeah. That is ridiculous! Thing is weak to fire. Family is weak to fire. That is a quad weakness to fire. This thing clearly does not live that. Eventually, we did make it through, and he actually had a really cool Mega in Mega Mousehold himself now. Okay, what's your last one? Mousehold. Okay, it's actually a family of 3. Wait, what? Mousehold has a Mega? Which turned them into a Family Guy reference. It's not the best idea, in my opinion, but I really do like the execution of it. We then make our way to Brawly's gym, and because he's across water, I was a bit afraid I would be stuck in Encounter Hell, but luckily I still had some super sprays, so we just sped through. We ended up going through, and it was actually a really cool puzzle. Being able to actually only see after we hit certain tiles, and then it slowly shrinks down, it's actually pretty cool. I was preparing for a Stinky type, because that's how all gyms seem to be, but then we ended up running into him, and he is the D's Nuts type. Yep, I know, haha, funny D's Nuts. Yeah. We ended up eventually beating him, but it took a second time because, of course, no one was expecting that. Okay, only 2 tries. Receive the Knuckle badge from Brawly. After that, we ended up making our way to Seaport, where Team Purity stole the new submarine the team built and apparently was making their way to Sutopolis. We have Team Purity called it. We'll assume control of the submarine. This will be a venture to south into the sunken Sutopolis. To achieve our goals, feel free to stand in awe as you crumble our shame. It doesn't take the fact that your complete power doesn't care to us. Can I make one submarine that doesn't get stolen? I actually felt bad for the team who made the submarine because they made 2 submarines and it took so long for them to build both, and both get taken by evil teams. It's just sad. But we ended up making our way to Pacific Lock, where it turns out the gym is now. I think we are. Sweet. Apparently, since Sutopolis sunk from the whole Kyogre and Groudon thing, they ended up moving the gym to Pacific Lock. This is actually pretty cool because it gives more life to this town. And before we actually enter the gym, Ruby actually popped out and was like, hey, battle me. You're not ready for my 200 speed. Sweet. Whoa. Ah, sweet. 7.8 out of 10. Too much water for me. Whoa, Shadow, you finally made a Pacific Log. It's been a while since we battled a whole 3 gyms. I bet my team and I are itching for a fight. Show us a rival to clear, show how strong you've gotten. The power of 200 BPM. Sorry. And we beat her. Not super easily, but definitely easier. And then we ended up fighting against one, and of course, his crabs have no chance against the monkey. So yeah, we beat our way, and then we started making our way to Sutopolis. This is where the problem happened. Not yet, but if you notice that there wasn't an item shop, I think you'll see soon where the problems start to occur. We ended up making our way to actually Mirage Island. Turns out it's actually here, which is kind of funny because it only happens a certain amount of times. It seems like it was there forever. We ended up going and finding actually cool mon on it. There was Missing No. What? Missing No, as well as a few others, mostly being Ultra Beasts. And if you don't know, Ultra Beasts are one of my favorite Pokemon. I think they're one of the coolest design Pokemon in the entire series. Pheromosa! and our team was actually getting pretty weak, so I wanted to get a good stat boost change on everybody. So after running through all the encounters, one of them being a why not, which actually made me really upset because it was like a 1% encounter, and I spent 50 minutes sitting there hoping it's Poipole so I can get Naganadal. Unfortunately, it wasn't, so all that time was wasted. But I did pause it so that way you guys didn't have to deal with them. Or my editors. I know they wouldn't want to have to watch that. So I ended up deciding on Pheromosa and Bucephalon. The Bucephalon was named Alpharad because, of course, Alpharad funny clown man. And then for Pheromosa, I went with Jaden. I know their personalities don't match at all, but Jaden just happens to live with Alpharad, so I figured why not. We then make our way to Sutopolis, and we have to dive below in order to actually catch up with them. After we make it to the ruins of Sutopolis, there's actually 2 megastones we can find. A Moonite for Roaring Moon, a Moon Knight, and a Valiant Knight for Iron Valiant, which is like, oh my god, Valiantite. Ooh, Iron Valiant gets one too. We then end up making our way to the submarine and dive up to find light is filtering from above. Sure, where are we now? Cave of Origin. The Cavern of Souls, where they are trying to find Terapagos to prove there is only 18 types in the game. And then this is where the problem occurs. You see, one of the major problems with trying to make money a challenge is that sometimes it can lead to major problems such as this. You have to fight several grunts and both admins and the leader and Terapagos afterwards. But the game gave you such little money, even with the amulet coin, that you don't have enough healing resources, especially after freaking Pacific Log, because it doesn't have an item shop. So you end up just sitting there, just wasting time only to find out that you can't beat it again because you don't have enough heals. I ended up even catching Mon here, one of them being a Roaring Moon actually, named Luna, because, you know, its wings look like a lunar arc. But yeah, it basically was all in vain. There was no way to get through all of them and still beat Terapagos. There just wasn't enough healing items. I eventually just kind of did a bunch off camera in order to get all the items and healing and everything, and we ended up fighting through all of them. And our team was actually really weak when it came to Terapagos, so I was really scared we were gonna fail Terapagos and we were gonna lose. But then a quick ball happened. Turns out Terapagos is actually every type, so it proves that there's not only just 18 types. It is literally too many types. Sorry, I have to bring that in there. Yes, Terapagos still wishes to show us its worshippers the purity of itself. That's it. Stelliform Terapagos, tell us, what types do you hold? No, it's every single type. But how many? How many types does Terapagos have? Too many types. And that's it. We close the game. Woo, we did it. Oh my god. I was so screwed if that didn't work. So yeah, after this we just go next to the next gym. Yep, we just move on. Deep priorities disbanded, yay. We then make our way to the next 2 Moss Deep in order to fight Tate and Liza. But turns out in the first game Clay was the gym leader, but turns out the reason he was is because Tate and Liza were on vacation, so Clay just kind of got kicked out. Oop. In we go. Hello there. How's it going, Champion Bound Shadow? The gym leaders finally came back from their vacation. Let's talk about who took their place. Tag team gym leaders use Psychic and Space type, so remember, the 3 Fs, Future, Fast, and Florida. He got really upset because he actually made the gym like super strong, but yeah, he just kind of got... So that's exactly what I was talking about by Goku being a broken type. Literally, Clay's entire team had no chance because in the actual show, or I guess anime, Goku just kind of doesn't care about guns. So yeah, one quick sweep later, we ended up making our way into the gym. And the hardest part wasn't actually the trainers, it was actually the puzzle. I had a very hard time getting through the confusing puzzle. How do I do this? I think I'm starting to see how I do this. Yeah, and there's that, but that doesn't do anything. How do I do this? But I eventually made it my way through. Okay. And this way. Yeah, there we go. And Luna, along with Goku, kind of just swept through the entire team. I'm going to stampede everyone, and then Terapagos is going to protect. Luna's faster. That's what I'm talking about. Big damage. Even with resistance, Luna cannot be stopped. Go, Metagross. Oh no. That's not good. So Metagross is just immune to the ancient we've been using this whole time. And down goes Luna. That's fine. Why is this guy one-shotting everything except for Rororo, who's gonna kill it here? It's actually really funny. Good job, Bro. What? Our combination was shattered. It can't help you. You won. So in Red Nation, take this. A bunch of extra gold, probably from Bro. Thank you, Bro. Yeah, like they were really good. We then make our way to Evergrande City in order to make it to the Elite Four. Luckily, the actual journey through the trail was actually really easy. And then we make it to the Elite Four pretty much soon after. We heal our team and then we end up fighting Ruby one last time. Well, here we go. Woo! End of the road! Time flew by so fast. I didn't even have to wait that long to see you, Shadow Slime. What an insane journey it's been from our homes of Livercode, right? New gyms, new Pokemon, new types. Oh, and sure it was something. And I'm not letting you through before we have one last battle. So let's settle it once for all. Let's show each other the declaration we meant. Come on, let's make this epic. Our 220 BPM teams are one of the records. Oh, I love that, how they like jumped into battle. This by far is still one of my favorite rivals. I know it's a fan-made rival, but it's so good. Household, huh? Well, we'll win, we'll be faster, we'll become champions. Terra Starstorm, baby. Oh no. Is it gonna do this for everyone? Oh, it's only hit twice, thank goodness. Down goes Household. Good job, Pumpkin. Oh, sweet little Pumpkin. Terra Starstorm. Well, that's that. You've sped right past my expectations. And oh my god, it was so cool how the animations start, and after this really close battle, I end up healing my team. And here we go, the Elite Four. We enter, and first is Brandon. Turns out he became an Elite Four member after the events of the first game. Hi, I'm Brendan. I was once a Chohan. After stopping Team Aqua and Agua from destroying the region, my journey taught me what it means to be a great Pokemon trainer. I hope you're ready, because if you can't get through me, there's no way you can become champion. We ended up fighting his team, which was very similar to a lot of teams that people used to play through, so it was actually pretty cool to see that. Oh, this is gonna be sick. Pre-Burrito's the one I picked too, so this is great. But of course, the newest thing being Mega Deoxys, who embraces the crab roots. Because of course we're all gonna de-evolve back into crab. No, I'm joking. But unfortunately, crabs have no chance against the monkey. So yeah. Kyo, can times 20! Yeah! Yeah, baby! We then make our way to the next Elite Four member, who is Mario. Mario? Yep. Apparently, Mario just left his world to come to our world to become an Elite Four member. Luna actually took care of most of his Pokemon because the Ancient type is actually really strong against Mario type. Who would have guessed? But yeah, and then came out Peony Piranha, who's not weak to Ancient. So after a lot of damage, Luna goes down. Ah, it was enough. No, Luna. We ended up cleaning up the fight with Peony Piranha, and then the last Pokemon is Protopass. I was like genuinely stunned because it's like he's not Mario type. Every other Pokemon has been Mario type. I didn't think too much about it. I just figured I'd send out the monkey and take care of it. Turns out it mega evolves into the giant floating Mario head. It's the floating Mario head. Yeah, that actually got a big chunk out of me. I love how that was its mega. But luckily, since he's still Rock and Steel type, one Earth Power from Pumpkin, who is the Terapagos that we caught. Wait, it's Rock and Steel. I can just Earth Power. What am I doing? After the Quick Ball. Sorry, it took me this long to tell you guys that his name was Pumpkin. Don't you love that name? I love that name. Pumpkin. Either way, he blows it up with one Earth Power. And then we make our way to the next gym. And that's when I realized something very bad. We were very much running out of revives and only a few max potions left. But we figured we could be able to do this. We then end up fighting this gym leader to be Kiki. Turns out he made his way to Hoenn to become a Vaster of the VGC type, which makes actually a ton of sense because his whole thing is that he became the best trainer and the TVT VGC format. It's actually pretty cool. But that's when we met the major problem, Mega Incineroar. Most of the time we can one-shot him, but the main problem is actually playing around him. First, when he's in his first stage, of course he has Intimidate. He has some of the best moves in the game. But after he megas, then something busted happens. He gains the ability to hit both the enemy Pokemon, meaning a fake out stuns both enemy Pokemon. Yeah, so it's not good. Oh no. Don't tell me they both targeted Luna. But we did end up beating him, and turns out, since it was in the VGC format, we actually didn't get damaged at all. So we just made our way to Zinnia. Zinnia. Ooh, interesting. It turns out, after saving the world from a giant meteorite by riding on Rayquaza, decided to become a member of the Elite Four. I was ready for her to have a team of ancient type moms, because of course everyone else has had different type moms. Even whether or not it's ancient, I want to see. Sick and tired of your waiting. Now then, prove you deserve to face the champion. Unless you count Mario, but I don't really count Mario. But it turns out, yep, she's still the Dragon type gym leader. So unfortunately, we did lose a lot because I was planning completely differently. And then we got out of the battle, and then that's when I realized when the horribleness happened. I was out of revives, I was out of max potions, and all that was left were Da Monkey and Pumpkin, and yeah, there was no way we'd be able to beat Steven with just these two, so we ended up getting set back. I grabbed some healing items and tried again, but we ended up losing to Key. And at this point, I was genuinely mad. Like very mad that the game gave us basically nothing to work with and have to run through 2 whole different dungeons. But I swallowed it up, I calmed down, and I focused. I ended up making it through pretty well the first 3 battles on the 3rd attempt, and then we made it to Zinnia. I had a lot of revives, but only 3 max potions left, and I didn't want to have to keep doing this and end up with like 2 hours of footage, so I decided to save state. For those who don't know what that means, basically if I click a certain button combination, I'll reset back to the moment before the fight. I really just couldn't stand the idea of having to do this again and again purely because the game refused to give you any money, but I still feel bad about it. Well, at the time I felt bad about it, but then after it, we beat her first try with a very good enough team to beat Steven, because the only one that was weak was Tandemouse at half HP, but everyone else was fine. And I was really starting to get a bit of hope, but I was also worried that I was gonna lose. But we decided to make our way to Steven. And at that moment, I was still just so worried and mad at how little the game decided to give me in money. So I decided to save state again for the last fight. I didn't want to have to try 15 times in order to make it through. And I cannot think of any words to tell you how I felt or how this went. So I think I'll just let the game speak for itself.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, I did it. I did it. I beat the game. It's new champion. Come with me. Oh my god. I did it. I won. Come on, let's record your name as a triumph over the Pokemon League with names and partners that battled with you. I did it. I won Too Many Types 2! And just like that, I beat Pokemon Too Many Types 2. This was such an amazing game. It's so much fun to play through Pokemon again and try to learn the types of the game. I am still kind of upset about, of course, the money problem. That's the only main complaint I have. Everything else, down to the megas, down to how they played it, everything else was just fantastic. I loved it. Every piece worked really well. It's just the money problem. But other than that, I can't say much because Alfred and his team did something I could never do. They made this game. And honestly, I cannot wait to see what they decide they want to do next. Having to be able to do something this is amazing. And I know him and his team are already on to the next project. And I cannot wait to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please subscribe. Like, clearly you like my content, and I have a lot more coming, and stuff like this takes time, effort, and a lot of money. But until next time, I'll see you all. Bye bye.